Africa, blessed with natural beauty and rich tradition. Cursed with the pandemic of AIDS that decimated a generation. Now the inspiring story of how the people of Kenya are healing themselves with a faith strong enough to resurrect this nation. Come on a journey to witness new hope from AIDS medicine and awareness. Families supporting orphans, communities restored by pastors, and public education available to all. Martina O'Shea would never dream of coming home to Kenya empty-handed. She comes with a truckload of grain.
Welcome, welcome.
All of Martina's family members welcome her and the gift that will provide 800 meals for her large extended family.
That's Mama Domchile. That's my sister-in-law.
Aunts, uncles, distant cousins, children, grandparents, neighbors all come to greet the one who lives in the United States.
Bermze. Auntie. Bermatot. She wants you to come back and visit.
Even Martina's mother is impressed with guests from America. Martina first moved to Pittsburgh, then to New Hampshire, so her husband Daniel could pursue an advanced degree in AIDS research at Dartmouth University. But like so many in Kenya, the couple never leaves this place or these people behind.
This compound is big because the whole area is a home. Several homes within one home.
The homestead, with sons building homes so close to their fathers, reflects their reverence of the family unit, a unit that isn't limited to blood relatives.
As I was growing up, I was not the only child in my mother's house. And she didn't just live with her own children. We lived with people who were not even closely related to us, but who my mother felt were in need. And as long as she could cater for them, she would bring them all to her house, and we shared the little that we had. I mean, you grow up with that idea that it's not just you, it's not your immediate family. It's your friends around you, it's the people around you, the extended family, plus the community at large, because there is no way you are going to be at peace when you see someone suffering so much. So even as I am in America, I have the burden of, I think of all these people, every single one of them, because I want to try, and I do try to help as much as I can.
Such as helping her brother Peter support several orphans in the family, like 16-year-old Kenny Otin. Both his parents died of AIDS.
You know how my parents abandoned me. If I'm recalling back, if I remember, I can cry. How they take care of me, and if you can take care of me, how my mom takes care of me, I can be happy.
This is my brother Vincent's house. There is a grave beside the house. That is his wife's grave. This is my brother Samuel's house. That's the firstborn, my mother's firstborn. He died in 1999.
Taking the tour of the compound is taking in the toll of AIDS.
From my own experience, we have lost so many people. I come from a big family, a big extended family, but the toll has been so high on us. I don't talk about it. I just try not to talk about it because I have lost so many brothers. You look around all these houses here. These are all my brothers who just died the other day. They died of HIV. Their wives are no longer here. So from my own personal experience, it is very, very tough to take in. She's called Christine Auma, and she had 3 sons, and they all died of immunosuppression. And this is the grave of the firstborn. He was called Otono.
3 graves, 3 sons, leaving grandmother to care for grandson. The National AIDS Control Council estimates 1.5 million orphans live in Kenya. That number includes a child who has lost one or both parents. So in this family, a whole generation is gone.
A whole generation is gone. We only have that boy left to carry on. Hopefully, we are hoping that God will be able to help him grow up and, ensure the continuation of the family. When I was a child, people were confronted by diseases such as malaria, but those are treatable. People suffered, people had drought and something like that, but it wasn't really a big deal. People would die here, and it would take a month before you hear that someone died over there. But here, funerals, it has just become the common business of the place. So much so that people sometimes don't even bother to go to attend funerals because it's here, it's there, it's all over the place. On a weekend like this, on Fridays, all those vehicles plying that route between Siaya and Boro, you see them just carrying coffins. It's just funeral procession. People are buried every day. But when I was growing up, that was not the case. Yeah, it's a whole huge difference. It's a calamity, it's a catastrophe that we still don't know how to deal with.
Local officials say the HIV infection rate among adults is 30%, although any number is hard to pin down. The Centers for Disease Control reports that only 14% of Kenyans know their status, so the actual number could be much higher. AIDS only intensifies the constant struggle for survival in rural Kenya.
That is not doing a good job.
Daily existence requires hard work.
Now I'm going to take it to the house because it's already filled up. I think we do. Kan, Kasofia. That's heavy.
No running water, no sink. Martina's family is fortunate to have a water source on their compound. In her husband's village, the well is 7 miles away, so even a cup of tea takes time. Time to fetch water, find firewood, and wait. In the village, the traditional homes are made from long sticks held together with mud mixed with cow dung to keep the ants away. Roofs are large pieces of tin or thatch.
Sometimes it will begin to leak, but then you have to patch up. You have to put more grass in it.
Some fortunate people in the bush have furniture, separate bedrooms, and storage, but rarely electricity or plumbing. Bathrooms or latrines are separate structures, much like outhouses, just a concrete slab with a hole in it. The majority of children own one set of clothes. Shoes are a luxury. No toys, except those they can make. Outside the cities, many roads are dirt full of deep holes. They're not wide enough for 2 cars, all the people walking and riding bikes, and the livestock, and it becomes mud during a heavy rain. Finding enough to eat is hard. Meals are grown behind the house.
Green grams is just like beans, and then it has pods. It comes out in pods, and then they thresh it out. Yeah, it comes out on those black pods, and then thresh it out and just dry it out. So she can have a meal out of this. Just boil the maize together, because the maize is a source of carbohydrates, and this is a very good source of proteins, plant proteins, and just boil it and eat it like that.
Martina's days as a child began before sunrise, tending to the garden, praying against frequent drought and flooding.
Things will grow if you're industrious enough and you're persistent enough. Yes, things will grow. At least not on a large scale, but on a small scale, you can still be able to take care of this, because this is the fruit of her hard labor. That one behind there is my mother's garden. She comes and tills it and weeds it herself and tends to it until it is ready. then takes at least she has something to put on the table. You have to work and work hard and persist on it.
That persistence is etched in the face of the older women, including Martina's mother, Rosa Muth, or Mama Rosa. She fed and cared for her 5 children and large extended family. She prays continually and says the Lord has given her strength.
She says it's her faith that has kept her alive even up to this very minute. Because she said she was very sick even the other time, and the priest came and prayed for her, and then she went to Nairobi and got treated, and she came back, so she owes her life to God. She says it's her faith which has kept her living.
Daughter learned from mother what great faith can do. As a child, Martina ran barefoot 2 hours to school, where her class met under trees. Now she has a master's degree and speaks 3 languages.
I don't know if there is anything that I have done without prayer, constant prayer. It is my faith that pushed me through school. It is my faith that got me from this country to America. It is my faith that put me through the difficult times there, and even has enabled me to go through this difficult period with losing my brothers and sisters. Yeah, my brothers, step-brothers and sisters, and at one point we even had 2 of them dying at the same time, and we had to bury 2 of them. And it was difficult, but you still believe in God. Just like the kids say, after all has happened, we still believe that there is no greater God than our God.